Oh, man. I left my coffee. Oh, boy.
Where's it at?
Beside of my chair in there.
I got you.
I don't know if this hairpiece can hold. Good morning.
You're welcome.
Where are we?
Um,
New Testament now. Oh, no. Nope, still not. Oh, boy.
maybe not.
No?
We did that one.
Oh, we did. Oh, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Okay. So, but wait. We're at Ezra 6. Or did we do that one too? I didn't answer any of these questions because they were all reflective and not studies. Never mind, you be right. Look at that. We are right here longing for redemption, right? Page 105.
Yep.
Yeah. Good morning. We gotta finish what we started. Oh, Lord. Are we? No, we're not. I hope we don't read that.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Awesome.
Stop it.
Good morning. I was gonna do. I was gonna do Ezekiel 37, but I don't know. Maybe I should save that till Monday, and we should just stick to the plan, because we'll never get this book done if we don't stick to the plan. You know. I wake up at 6. Oscar, if you don't stop that, you will leave. Look at you, girl. Good morning. Ezekiel is so good. It's so good. But we can totally do that on Monday. And we could read about longing for redemption and go into the New Testament of this book. We're almost done. Kind of. We're halfway done. For sure, though. For sure. If it's 40 days through the Bible, Ezekiel does do that. Ezekiel is hard to read. The whole book of Ezekiel is hard to read and get. You really got to ponder on it and study on it when you're reading it because of all the visions and stuff he has. But it's a very good book in the Bible, and when we study it, we're going to do chapter 37. So that's what you know is coming on Monday. Just add another day to your live schedule. I already go live like 6 times a week, but it's 3 on here and then 3 in the membership. So the people in there get to see me like 6 times a week.
I was going to put, for more, Kelsey, please join the mentorship.
Amanda, are you talking about like the whole book of Ezekiel? Yes. Yeah. You got to go through it more than once. I hope this morning is good and a good read. Because I'm not feeling it. I don't really feel that great. But I got to get it together because I started feeling bad yesterday afternoon. But got to get it together because I have a wedding rehearsal today, a meeting today, a wedding to be in tomorrow. So. Aww. Madison, that makes me feel so great. So glad that it helps. Ezekiel's hard, but it's good. Just take your time reading it and sometimes you'll have to do some reflection and then it's okay if you don't understand it all. Aw, Cassie. This is 40 Days Through the Bible. We're going to be on page 105. Oh my goodness, Amanda. I don't know. I don't feel great. I don't feel great. I don't like it either, guys. Really, really blah. I almost feel like I'm getting sick, but then feel like I'm also all right. But at any moment, it could take a turn, you know? Yup. Goodness, Monica. All right, you guys, are you ready? If you're there, say I am. We're in 40 Days Through the Bible. We're on page 105, and let's read and see what we are talking about today. I know we finally went through the 40 days in the Bible, and we got through the Old Testament, but I want to tell you, I just don't feel like we hit it all. By any means. That's right. Thank you. Like, I don't feel like we hit enough of things. I mean, we didn't really talk about Jeremiah. We didn't really talk about Isaiah. We didn't really talk about Ezekiel, Haggai. You didn't do any of the Psalms and Proverbs, but you did talk about Solomon, and he wrote Proverbs, and David wrote a lot of the Psalms. But you just didn't. It's great to get an overview of the Bible, which is its purpose, but we're missing a lot. We're missing a lot. Cassie, my stomach just isn't happy. Belly just hurts for no reason whatsoever. I mean, that's probably a lie. I do have IBS, so that could be it, but it just hurts. It gets, my intestines get angry at each other, and then I just feel bad. And that's pretty much exactly what's happening. Good morning. Everything just feels angry. Like, I don't know how to, describe it anyway other than that. Yep. All right, y'all ready? I think some of y'all said I am. Maybe not all of you. But a good amount. All right, let's do it. Adrian, I was going to try some tea before I have to leave and go out the house this morning. I was going to do that. All right. 105, we're longing for redemption. This is written by Joel something or other. Don't know how to say his name. And then we're in week 5, so it says, When I was around 9 years old, my mom took me to the toy store to go window shopping. I hate window shopping. While we were out, I saw a Batman action figure that I really wanted. I asked my mom if we could buy it. She said no, and I had a meltdown. And then I did something I'm embarrassed to admit. When my mom wasn't looking, I put the toy in my pocket. Oh. In my mind, it was like the library, I was borrowing the toy. But we all know what I was really doing. I was stealing. It wasn't long before my mom found out what I did, and boy, did I have a price to pay for my actions. Mom marched me back to the store, found the manager, made me apologize, and hand over the Batman. I spent the next weekend volunteering at the store. My sin had a cost, and my mom made sure I paid it. Oh, that's good. What lesson did I learn? Every decision has a consequence. Yep. When I stuffed that figurine in my pocket, I had no idea of the impact of my sin, not just on me, but on those around me. Okay. There we go. We probably all have had moments like that, and we also know there is always a cost for sin. Sometimes others have to pay the price for us. I feel like this is going to be a good lesson. Last week, we unpacked the longing for rescue and briefly covered the reality that one who rescues willingly places themselves at risk for the one who is rescued. A closely associated longing to rescue is redemption. Rescue alone is incomplete when what remains is a divided and broken relationship. In that case, rescue requires redemption. True redemption comes at a price, and when that price is paid, redemption becomes a reality. It's important to remember, as my friend Lisa says, while reconciliation may not always be possible for others, redemption with God is always possible. We've spent 4 weeks talking about what our longings are and how they drive us to act and think in certain ways. This week, we make a shift as we consider what God longs for. As we trace the story of God from Genesis, we know with assurance that God longs to be restored in right relationship with his people, and he actively works to achieve this. Through the Old Testament, the minor prophets anticipated a day when lasting redemption would be experienced by the people of God. The prophet Jeremiah uses words and phrases like "the days are coming" or "in the days" or "at that time" with a hopeful anticipation. The prophet Zechariah sees redemption for the people of God in exile, and Isaiah promises that the people of God would be called the redeemed of the Lord, because God would redeem the people from their sin. Jesus made possible the redemption promised in the Old Testament and described in Psalms 137 and 8. As we enter the New Testament, the Gospels describe Jesus' death as a ransom for many. The English word "for" is the Greek word "anti," which can be translated "in place of," and speaks of the idea of substitution. The ransom that was paid in exchange that took place. The life of Christ for the life of humanity. C.S. Lewis refers to this as the Great Exchange, which required the shedding of Jesus' blood for the anointment of mankind. This exchange is a glorious reversal. Jesus' death not only frees humanity from the bondage of sin and death, but it also redeems and restores our relationship with God. We are again sons and daughters of the King. That ache we feel in our hearts for redemption is an indication and reminder that we were never meant to live apart from God. The good news of the gospel is that Jesus opened the way for us to once again be in the presence of God, to be in relationship with him, to live a redeemed life, one where we know we are fully loved and never again separated from our Creator. Woo! All right. Here are both of the genealogies of Jesus given to us by Matthew and Luke, showing both Mary and Joseph's lineage. What is fascinating about Matthew's list is that he includes 4 women, all of whom were likely Gentiles, non-Jewish, and at least 3 whom were known to have been involved in some kind of immorality. Did I say it right? Here we go. Instead of leaving them out, which would have been easier, by listing these women, Matthew proudly shows that Jesus is both our God and our Redeemer, full of grace and truth, who came to love and save sinners. Read Matthew 1, 7 through 17, and fill in the blanks, showing how these women became the mothers of our King and Savior, Jesus Christ. So, let's open it up, but I'm probably not going to read it, but I will show you some things.
It's a bunch of names.
It is. It's a bunch of names, but I will show you some things about it. Because we have been studying Matthew in our membership. Put this back in here. Quit now. But I will show you if you're new to this, I'm going to show you some things. All right. So, he said to fill in the gaps, and if you have this book, you're going to turn to the next page, and it's going to look like this, okay? If you don't have this book, then you can turn to Matthew chapter 1, all right? And you can see everything that they're talking about. So, for the sake of the people who don't have the book, let's journal this a little bit, because let me show you, okay? So, the way that Matthew shows the lineage of Jesus is because he focuses on Mary's side, okay? David, all right? And all of those things. So, it is broken up into 14 people generation settings, okay? So, if you break those up in your Bible, all right? Let me make sure I don't get it wrong here. So, there's 14 generations from Adam down to David. Okay? And that's going to start at verse 2. And it's going to go all the way down to David. Okay? I think. Let me see. Let me make sure. Yep. All right. So verse 2 through 6 is the first 14 generations, all right, in Jesus' bloodline. And it is showing all the 14 from Abraham to David. Matthew is trying to connect you to where Jesus came from. And the really cool thing that I want you to understand here is that if you look at all the people that are in this line, so let's go down through it together, right? You got Adam. Adam sinned when him and Eve ate the fruit, okay? You got Seth. He done things. We're not going to mention them all. Enoch, right? He is like Elijah, right? That's the one. I'm getting my names right? Huh? Mm-mm. No? Which one is it? That also didn't. Enoch, keep going.
Right there?
No. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he, okay. All right, listen at you. Wake up, Angie. He also never died, just ascended to heaven, right? And then you got Noah. You know, Noah was disobedient when he got drunk after the flood and went and, was bad. And then his son didn't cover him up. Instead, he went and told his brothers. And then his brothers went and covered their dad up. And then he got cursed. The one that didn't cover him up and told everybody got cursed, right? So if you keep going down through here, you're going to see all these people who actually done things wrong, who actually sinned, which is super cool because when you put this together, you really realize that Jesus covered all the sin. Because when you start looking at all of the things that they did and they sinned from, Jacob, he was a deceiver. Abraham, right? He was very obedient to God, but he had moments of weakness, okay? He sent his wife into the palace of other kings and was like, she's my sister, not my wife, because he was selfish and scared, right? So, to tell the truth. So, if you go down through these lines, right? You got Jesse, right? Jesse was on here. Jesse left his son out in the field because he didn't even think his own son could be of value to anybody. And yet the son he didn't invite to the table was the one that ended up being king. Right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I know, it's so good. Right? So you're seeing, and then David, what did David do? Bathsheba. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. He committed adultery with her. And then had her husband killed. Listen, if you ain't ever read that story, it's pretty scandalous. Not just because of David, but he made the husband deliver his own death warrant to the commander. Did y'all know that one? He wrote down what his second in command needed to do and who he needed to kill and what he needed to do. And then he was like, here, take this to my commander. Take this to the commander. It's Joab, Joab, right? And that note literally said to take him out, to put him in the front lines so that he would likely die, so that he didn't have to face him because of what David did with Bathsheba. Scandalous, friends. Scandalous. Okay? What?
But here comes Solomon.
Yep.
There's something good came from it.
Yep. You're right. David's first child with Bathsheba died because of the sin. And then David and Bathsheba had another son, and that would be Solomon. And that starts another, my hair. And that starts another 14 generations. Okay, what's your question, Tracy? Comment it, and we'll see. We're in our 40 Days in the Bible book. Matthew chapter 1, though, so that I can help y'all break down those generations if you don't have a book. All right, now Matthew does a second 14 generations from David until the captivity in Babylon, okay? And that's going to go from Solomon, which is verse 7. And let me find my names here because I cannot say that. Where's he at? Okay, here it is. 11. Is that what you said? Did you say something?
Yeah, I said 7. Verse
7 down to 11. 7 down to 11 is your second set of 14 generations between, okay, so there's 14 generations from Abraham to David, and then there's 14 generations from Solomon, David's son, okay, to leading up to captivity, all right? And then there's 14 generations from captivity in Babylon until Jesus, right? And that is going to be verse 12 all the way down to 16 with Mary. And then Mary gave birth to Jesus. So what's really cool about this, okay, is because you can see all these people who ended up in this line. Now watch. Matthew, if you go to look at verses 5 and 6, you see the women that Matthew included in his 14 generations, right? So he
5,
said,
6, and 16.
huh?
5, 6, and 16.
Mm-hmm. And 16. Yep, Mary. Yep. So I'm gonna circle those. You should too, so you can see the women. Verse 5, verse 6, and 16. How long did it take me to learn all this? I have really studied the Bible in the past 3 years. So I've studied a lot. I'm in my Bible a lot. I do study. Do you usually join our studies here? I do lots of studies here, and I have a membership, which I'm changing the name to mentorship because that's what it is. I mentor people in learning how to study like this, and helping them study like this, and I provide resources that help you do this. And help you not get overwhelmed. I definitely encourage you not to get overwhelmed because this is your relationship with Jesus. And the more that you learn, which is the good stuff we're about to get into, the more you learn, the more you see Jesus and God in everything. But it's just the more you learn. Yep. Yes, I will repeat that. I love that. I have a bunch of YouTube videos as well, girlfriend. So just go and check those out. All right, let me repeat the 3 generations, and then I'm going to show you the cool part that I love about this, okay? So the first 14 generations. Now, mind you, 7 is the number of completion. It took God 7 days to create everything, and then on the 7th day, or 6 days, and on the 7th he rested. 7 is the number of perfection and completion. So 14 generations from 1 to 1, and 14 from 1 to 1, and 14 from 1 to 1. A lot of numbers that you see repeat in the Bible is 7, 14, and 3. Okay? So, what's really cool about this is there's 3 generations, 3 sets of 14, and then 14 is a double fold of completion. Because 7 and 7 is 14. Ain't that good? I don't know. Y'all might not think that that's as great as I do. I love that. But anywho, the first 14 generations is from Abraham to David. Okay? So, verses 2 to 6. All right? The second set of 14 generations is from David, okay, to the beginning of captivity. Okay? When they become captured. That is 7 through 11. Verses 7 through 11. Okay? And then you got verses 12 to 16, and that's going to be after captivity. Okay, from captivity in Babylon until Christ was birthed by Mary. Okay? So, the reason I told you to circle 5, 6, and 16. I'm assuming, that just hit me right there. You're still second best in his eyes. Just remember that. Is that because I'm woman and Adam was made first? Is that what that means? And if it does, then you haven't read the book of Romans, where we're equals, especially in God's eyes. Right? All right. 5, 6, and 16. And also, do not forget, and then I'm going to leave this on. The first woman came from man, but no other man can come unless by woman. And that is how God created perfect balance. But right here, all this is proving is that what was wrote in Genesis after the first sin, after Adam and Eve sinned, it said that Adam and Eve would fight for dominion over each other. They will fight with who will rule. And that proves that every time men and women come together and we fight over who is greater and who is less. It proves that too. So the only thing that anybody, when they ever bring up if men are better or women are better, all you're doing is causing division. Division is not of the word of God. And all you're doing is proving Genesis. Man and woman will fight over who is over the other. But let's never forget the balance. Yes, I am humble enough to know that I came from man at the very beginning. But I'm also humble enough to know that no other man can come without a woman. And that, my friend, is how God created perfect balance. Okay? Now that we got that cleared up. Verse 5, 6, and 16. Okay? Now, Solomon, I'm sorry, not Solomon. How do you say, is it Solomon? I mean, yeah, right? Okay. Was the father of Boaz. We love Boaz. We like to call him Boaz around here because he's great. Listen, who was Boaz's mom?
No, Salmon's mom.
No.
Yeah.
Salmon was the father of Boaz, whose mother was Rahab. Rahab was Boaz's mother.
That's right. I'm sorry. I should have.
We've studied this, Angie.
I know.
All right. Do y'all remember her? Who is she? Who is she? She's from Joshua, right? She believed in God. She hid the spies in the top of her home, right? And her home was in the walls that was going to fall down, okay, at Jericho. Ain't that good, right? So who was she? She was a prostitute. But God thought enough of her to not just include her in his plan. This is good. But he left her house standing when the walls fell down. And that's been proven. There are her walls. There is one wall that is remaining, and that is where they believe her home was. Isn't that good? Oh, goodness. So she, first good old Boaz, that's just amazing to Ruth, right? But then Ruth, okay? Ruth and Boaz had Obed. And he was the father of Jesse. And Jesse was the father of King David. Ain't that good? Ain't that good? I love that so much. And then David, okay, had his affair with Bathsheba, and they had a baby, and it died, but then they had another baby, and that's where Solomon came from. So Bathsheba over here, who was also just, she had an affair while her husband was off at war. And David knew it was wrong and did it anyway. All still in the bloodline of Jesus. Yes.
I find it kind of cool that in the genealogy in Matthew, it even includes the Bathsheba, the widow of Uriah.
Mm-hmm.
It included that.
It included that, yep. Ain't that good? Yes, Rahab was Boaz's mom. Yep. Ain't that good? Hey, wait till you learn who's the mom of Goliath. You want me to tell you? I told you. You used to read the Bible and you're like, oh, this genie, so-and-so, because so-and-so, because so-and-so. And you hate it. But let me tell you what. When you study it, you're like, nuh-uh. Like, that's so good. Right? But you just got to study it. Because when you break it down, David's mom would be Ruth. But Goliath's mom is not David's mom. David's grandmother would be Ruth. Okay, so David comes from the line of Ruth. Okay, Goliath would come. You remember the other sister-in-law that Ruth had? So Ruth and the other sister-in-law, what was her name? And Naomi. And Naomi said, go, y'all go back to y'all's regular towns and go find people to marry because I'm no good to you anymore, right? Okay. Well, Ruth clung to Naomi and ended up, with Boaz. They had Obed. He had Jesse, King David. All right, come from that line. Well, the other sister-in-law who went back home ended up, who came from her is Goliath. And then you find David versus Goliath. Ain't that good? Oh, Lord. So I was wrong. Wait. Okay, so I was wrong about how I took that story. It wasn't forced. Bathsheba's? No. No, I don't know. She came... the king called her to I don't think so. I don't think so. The king did call, I think, for her to come. I'd have to reread it again, and she don't necessarily couldn't have said no because the king called for you, But I don't know. I don't think so. But there's some scandalous stuff that happens, so there ain't no telling. I do have mods. She did have Obed, But I would have to do more studying to know if they're the same person who kept the Ark of the Covenant in their house. Because of the simple fact that the Bible uses the same names so many times, you have to really make sure that you can discern who came from where, because their names are all kinds of stuff. There's a whole bunch of Marys. So when you read the book of Mary, or not the book of Mary, when you read the Gospels, you have to discern which Mary is what throughout your reading. And it's the same way with Joseph, right? Because you got Joseph, Jesus is heavenly, or Joseph, Jesus is earthly dad, but then you also have Joseph, who was a Pharisee, who helped Nicodemus with Jesus at the end, right? So, like, you have a bunch of different names, but yet a bunch of different people. So, I can't answer that one for sure. I'd have to look it up, but I can definitely do my look up. Yes. How do you say it? I called her. We were laughing at how I called her. How do we say her name?
Orpah.
Orpah. I was calling her. I was like, Oprah. Keep going.
I mean, close enough.
Close enough. Listen. Yep, and it's not. Used to think for a long time Mary Magdalene was the same as Mary, and it's not. I had no clue people had the same. Oh, yeah, lots of them. There are like, how many different Marys is it in the New Testament? Lots. There's Mary's mom, Mary Magdalene, Mary the sister of Martha.
Yeah.
Is that all of them right there? That's probably a good chunk of them. And see, Mary the sister of Martha is the one to believe who washed Jesus' feet with her hair. Not Mary his mom or Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene actually had 7 demons brought out of her by Jesus, and she actually followed Jesus and became a disciple. But, Bible won't tell you that a woman's a disciple because of the people who put it together. But yeah. Okay. And also, I lost another woman too. You need to circle verse 3, because Judah was the father of Perez and Zeriah, whose mother was Tamara. Tamara actually deceived Judah, because Judah wouldn't keep giving her his sons like he was supposed to, because God kept killing off his sons because his sons were greedy. So he tried to even have her killed, but she did a little conniving, and ended up pregnant with his baby. And when he was like, I'm going to kill her, somebody go kill her, she sent to him his stuff that she had and was like, this is whose father the baby is. And he didn't kill her after that. Yes. So, scandalous stuff. But she's in there too. They connive himself in there too. Right? So good. She was going to get what she thought was hers one way or another. Exactly. And still in the bloodline. Ain't that good? Let's see. All right, we're going to have to move on here. All right, so that you don't forget, just in case you don't have the 40 days through the Bible, okay? So you don't forget. Verse 17, okay, says, all those listed above include 14 generations, okay? So, from Abraham to David, 14 from David to the Babylonian exile, and 14 from Babylonian exile to the Messiah. So you can highlight, circle, whatever, verse 17, because that will help you understand the breakdown of your 14 generations, even if you don't have the 40 days through the Bible study. I'm ignoring him. Let's see. And a person's name changes. One person, 2 names. Yes. Yep. Some people's names in the Bible change. All right. Okay. All right. Where are we at? Let's see what comes next. Let's see. And what I was getting at the first and foremost, so Enoch, okay, who's in the first 14 generations here, and I don't even know if the other guys, what's his name's on here, but Elijah, are two people that never actually died. They're in First and Second Kings. Well, Elisha, First and Second Kings, and Elijah never died either. He just rose up in a whirlwind. Okay, and now it says the journey at a glance. Perfect. Glad we made it here. So what it seems to be, let's see. Hold on now. Is that in this 40 days through the Bible, they have put Luke and Matthew together. Okay? Which is fine because they're all intertwined. But, let me find it here. Where does it talk about it at? Here we go. All right. And then so in Luke chapter 3, okay, verses 23 through 38, okay, you have Luke's version of the genealogy of Jesus, okay? Which is Joseph's side. So Matthew focuses on Mary's side, and Luke chapter 3 focuses on Joseph's side, okay? And it says Jesus was known as the son of Joseph, okay? But Joseph was like his adoptive dad, right? Not his biological one, but Joseph was entrusted to take care of him, which would also preach, but we're not going to go there. And then it talks about all that, but it don't talk about the women, okay?
I do want to say, if you notice, it goes backwards. Jesus, son of Joseph. Joseph was the son of, all the way to men.
Hold on, no, it goes all the way to verse 38 is Adam was the son of God. It goes all the way back to Adam.
It do be.
Yep.
And I find it a little, that he's in David's bloodline too.
Mm-hmm. I know. So much we couldn't unpack all of it today, but this is good. Super good. Scandalous. All right, let's see what we got here. So we got John and Jesus' birth were foretold. So John is John the Baptist. He came as the forerunner for Jesus. I'm going to break these things down for you the best I know how. People tested me today too. It's fine. It be what it be. We're going to love them anyway. All right. So John and Jesus' birth were foretold. John is John the Baptist. He is known that way because he baptized people and he called people to repent. He was the forerunner for Jesus. All right. And then Mary was Jesus's mom. And then Elizabeth, which was Mary's what? What was she to Mary?
Cousin.
Yeah, cousin got pregnant with John. And Mary and Elizabeth hung out together while they were waiting on the arrival of their babies. And the minute that Mary walked into the room, John the Baptist jumped for joy in his mother's belly. Because he knew that Jesus had come on scene. So, John and Jesus were cousins. All right. John's desert life was recorded and fulfilled a prophecy, which is the coming of the Messiah. Okay. And then you got fulfilling our longing for redemption. Jesus, Son of God, was born a man. He was born in a manger, right? The angels appeared to the shepherds to announce Jesus' birth. I think this is what a lot of people don't understand right here, and this is my favorite part, to be honest with y'all. So if you look, it says the angels appeared to the shepherds to announce the birth of Jesus. The shepherds were actually the first to know that Jesus was born, not the wise men. Because of the star. And then the Magi visited the newborn king of the Jews. So, when the wise men, okay, first off, there's lots of facts here. First off, The only reason people think that there's 3 wise men is because there was 3 gifts. So 1 from each person. But you'll never find in Scripture that there was 3. You'll never find that there was 3 wise men. It just says wise men. Okay, so that's really cool. Also, the wise men didn't appear to Jesus in a manger. They went to a house, and Jesus was a child by the time that they got there. Right? So, it's really cool because it's like, it took them, I think it was about 2 years to actually get to Jesus. So he would have been probably about 2 years old. It's really cool. But now listen, y'all, everything that I'm telling, that's not in here. That's not in here. I'm going through this timeline. I know these things because of my studies. Okay? So that's not in here at this point. This is just your timeline. But you can read about all these stories. But what I'm just giving you a rundown of each of these little like timelines that they have put into this study. Yep, it's not. Nope, they're right. That's not right. Good morning. Yep, that's not right. He was born in a manger, but the wise man found him in a house. And if you'll read all of the scripture and you'll read like all of it together, Chronological Bible is really good for this. You'll see the different times, which is really cool. So I'm going to say the answer to that is no. Not the first. He wasn't the first person to go to heaven, because Elijah was took up to heaven in a whirlwind. So no, and many others were took up too. But there's a lot of questions around heaven. It's a good study. I don't know if I will be restocking on books that are sold out or not. This is 40 days through the Bible, but please, like what I just said, this is 40 days through the Bible. I've done a lot of videos for the 40 days through the Bible, but some of the stuff that I'm telling you is simply because I've studied it. It's not in here, okay? But this is a super good outline. If you're not familiar with your Bible, I do think it's a pretty good one. I love that. We are here for you. Okay, now we got Jesus and his family fled to Egypt, a fulfillment of Jeremiah. So when Jesus was, so the reason that the king, all right, when you're reading, I got to close my eyes, I got to focus. Got to get my brain operating, okay? The reason that the king, when the wise man went, well, they didn't end up going back, they listened to the Lord. When the king learned that the Messiah had been born, okay? The minute that Jesus was born, he was being sought to be killed. Okay, you got to understand that. And that is why when you read, the king orders all children under 2 years old to be killed, because Jesus was believed to be a child under 2. Okay? Jeremiah predicted that the king would come out of Egypt, because God told Joseph to take his family to Egypt until the king died. Okay? So Jesus lived in Nazareth, and the favor of God was upon him. When they came out, that's where they settled. When they came out of Egypt, that's where they settled. Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. John denied being the Christ and told the world to behold the Lamb of God. John baptized Jesus to fulfill all righteousness. And I love this so much that because when John baptized Jesus, when Jesus came up out of the water, God literally spoke from heaven. Oh, that's so good. Jesus was tempted in the wilderness. So for 40 days and 40 nights, Jesus went to be tempted in the wilderness by Satan himself. It's a very good read. If you need to learn how to stand up to the enemy in your life, newsflash, it's going to be the Word of God. Jesus began gathering his first disciples. Those are fun stories. And then Jesus turned water to wine in obedience to his mother in his first recorded miracle. And then Jesus healed many people. All right, let's keep going. Shoo! We getting into it this morning, ain't we? Shoo! Okay. Jesus cleansed the temple of corruption. Jesus revealed to the woman at the well that he was Christ, and many believed him in that day. I got something else really cool for you. If you study the woman at the well, you actually learn she has a name. And what's really cool about that is if you study history, you learn that she left that day and went and become an evangelist. And many people become saved and believed in Jesus because of her. But you got to study history to learn her name and know her story. Ain't it good? Me and Steve done that. It's really cool. Jesus called 12 of his disciples apostles. Jesus preached one of his many sermons on the side of a mountain that we have come to know as the Sermon on the Mount. That is where he talks about the Beatitudes, because it's an attitude for you to have. That's how we do it. All right. Jesus healed the... what's that word?
Centurion.
Huh?
Centurion.
All right, servant from afar in response to his faith. Jesus raised a widow's son to life. Oh, that was a good one. He calmed the storm. Yes, he did. He fed 5,000 men and even more women and children by miraculously multiplying fish and bread. He actually fed 5,000 and 4,000. The 5,000 and 4,000, that is only the men that are recorded. That is only the men that are recorded. That doesn't include the children and the women. So it's actually believed to be around 15 to 20,000 people that he probably fed that day. Okay? Really cool.
He fed Lollapalooza.
Do what?
He fed the Lollapalooza.
Yeah. He's so funny. Peter confessed that Jesus was the Son of God. Jesus foretold that he would be rejected and killed, and that he would rise again on the third day. Jesus was transfigured and announced by the Father to be his son. Large crowds followed Jesus, and he warned them to count the cost. Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. All right. I don't know that we have any more time. We don't know. We're going to stop there. There ain't no way we could get into this.
Oh, no.
But we might be able to do two, this one and this one next Friday, because it's only 2, and we talked about a lot today. Mm-hmm. So I bet we'll be able to do, look, because I feel like I've already taught y'all this lesson.
Yeah.
I didn't I? Because it's why do you think Matthew would choose to start with the genealogy of Jesus? Well, that's a reflection question. I feel like we'll be going back over what I just said. Look, baptism of Jesus prepared the way. John prepared the way. I shouldn't have got ahead of myself. The temptation of Jesus. Yes, I've already told y'all about all this. Oh, dear. The Sermon on the Mount.
She said, oh, dear.
The Transfiguration.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. It's fine. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. And I'm sure there'll be other things that they'll bring up. Ain't that good? You can get this book off Amazon. It's called 40 Days Through the Bible. I know, Harley. Can y'all imagine riding in on a donkey in your last week of life, already knowing what'll happen? I know. That's where you study Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, because, friends, if you put all of the Gospels together where they talked about the Garden of Gethsemane, you finally see the true torture that Jesus was in leading up to his death. He was in anguish. He was it was something, but you got to put them all together to see the whole picture. And it's I can't. It's something. Let's see. I love the Woman at the Well song too. It would be fun to go into detail on all of those. Yes, it's a lot. Listen, you know what? I've come, I think that y'all been blocking some people today and all that. You want to know why? Because we're talking about Jesus. And the enemy thinks at any cost that somebody might listen and learn about Jesus and learn that who he is and what he came for, that he'll lose some of his little hell minions over to Jesus. So he's going to do whatever he can to get people not to listen and to distract, because that's his best tactic, right? So that's the only reason. And you know what? Angie is so funny. Let me tell you. I told Angie this morning when she got up, I said, man, I almost want to cancel Coffee Talk. I said, my stomach hurts. I don't feel good. I said, I just want to sit here. And Angie said, that means that Coffee Talk's going to be good. And I said, you're right. So I came in here and I sat down, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't feel, my stomach doesn't hurt anymore. So, and that don't mean that it won't hurt the rest of the day, but it doesn't hurt anymore. And it did not affect my teaching at all this morning. Those are the enemy's tactics. Because at any point he knows that somebody might listen and they might accept Jesus. He's going to try to do everything he can to stop that. Because he can't have that. Right? So, let me tell you. Let me just pour into you really quick. The enemy doesn't want you to come to know Jesus because he knows what you're capable of, and he knows what you're going to do when you become so connected to Jesus that you're not focused on anything else in your life but running for the Lord, okay? The enemy knows what you are capable of when you do that, and he doesn't want you to get there because he knows how many people you are going to bring to know the Lord all through your obedience to God, and he doesn't want you to do that. Okay? So he's going to do everything he can to get you to stop. Because if he can stop you, he can keep you from reaching other people. And if he can keep you from reaching other people, he can keep Jesus hidden from their eyes. You got to learn how the enemy works, my friends. And he ain't got a foothold here. I don't care how many trolls he sends. Yep, he cringes and runs and turns and runs at Jesus' name. Yes, Angie does live with me. Yes, that's so funny, Amanda. She said those little purple minions just popped in my head when you said Hell's Minions. Yes, I love reading Psalms too. I'm reading it a lot lately. I love it. All right, you guys, I love y'all so big. I got to go finish up some other stuff. I need to finish our calendar and get my desk all cleaned up for the weekend. I got to go to a rehearsal for a wedding tonight and then a wedding tomorrow. But then Sunday, I'm actually planning on going to the shop just to go live with you guys on Sunday, I do believe. Yep. I think because there are some things that I could do, and we could package some of our Oopsie Sale orders, and we could package some of our orders over the weekend. Maybe Sunday afternoon would be really cool. So I'm thinking that I'll probably do that because I get 2 whole days of just being in a wedding, eating food. So.
And Sunday starts to fast, so you're going to need a distraction.
I know. During the day, so I run a I call it a company, but it's a ministry. I mean, I run Purpose of Hope, and I teach during the week too. So I'm a Bible teacher. That is what my membership is. It is, Anna, the Oopsie Sale is still posted, so you can go look at it. But I run a mentorship where I give you resources to help you study the Bible. Everybody who is in my membership or mentorship, whatever we're calling it, they've actually went all the way through Matthew. So a lot of what I was talking about today, they've already covered, which is really cool. So they're able to relate and retain. But are you still hosting Bible study on the porch? Yep. Sure is. Bible study next Friday at the shop, 7 p.m., ma'am. But that's what I do during the day is I run Purpose of Hope. You can see all the things that we do if you follow our TikTok or if you click on the link in the bio. That's our website. We donate a lot back into people to be able to help them when life gets hard. Yay, you're coming back. I love it. I cannot wait. And then I also teach the Bible throughout the week in the membership. So that's what I do. This is what we do full-time. We do full-time ministry. I love that, Monica. October, so after this month, after September, it's always going to be the second Friday of every month. So the only reason I'd done the third Friday in September was because of this wedding that clearly I'd already committed to. But after this wedding, second Friday, every single month, y'all can plan trips and come to little old Alabama, North Carolina, and you can join our Bible studies live, and it'd be super cool. But we also do our Bible studies here, and then we also do Bible studies in the membership. So I'll love it. Oh, girl, so excited. Listen, are you just driving and then turn around and going home? Or you going to stay somewhere? If you're going to stay somewhere for a night, I can help you find a super close. There is an Airbnb right up the road from my shop, and it is super cute and super affordable. So you can, if you'll message me, I can give you the link and you can go look. Okay, so you probably are. So just message me and I'll give you the link. And you can see if that place would be good for you. It's super affordable, and it's walking distance from the store. You'll literally stay on Main Street in Pilot Mountain. Yes, it is the one that was part of the fundraiser. Janice, go to the Facebook group, and then it's a post that says Oopsie sale happening now. And then all the oopsies are in the comments. You comment on the things that you want. And then I will comment on the things you want. And then I will invoice you. Oh, no. There's another one right up here. What's it called? It's right up here by the house. What is it called? I had to ask Charity. It's where she stayed. There's a cup. And I learned about Airbnb for one night is probably gonna be expensive. I don't know. Message me. I help you. Ashley, I hope you come one day. That'll be so fun. Ma'am, I was thinking yesterday that we should do some sort of collab or something. I was thinking that. So you need to message me if you would be interested in that. Because I watched one of your lives yesterday. And I thought it was so great. So message me. You can message me on TikTok or message me on Facebook. If you look for me on Facebook, it's Kelsey Irvin, KelseyIrvin, or look up Purpose of Hope, and it's a Facebook group. Ashley, I love that. Yes, you do. Pilot Mountain is really beautiful in the fall, especially the mountain and all the trees. It was. Ashley, it was so good. I was so glad to be on there. Let's see. I feel like I missed something. Yes, girlfriend, we can talk about it Tuesday. Sounds perfect. I need to write that down. We're going to do same time Tuesday, right? Like 11:30, 12. Okay, I'm going to put that on my computer so that I don't forget. Did you see what Dina said?
No.
We need this week's Coffee Talks uploaded.
I know.
Angie's slack-a-lacking this week. I'm kidding. She went with me yesterday.
I got Monday Mondays up.
Yeah, she got Mondays up. She just missing yesterdays.
Calm down. Don't yell at me.
Listen. Oh, yes, there's hiking. I'll stand at the entrance and be like, see you when you get back. I will not be doing that again. I live in Pilot Mountain, yes. I don't know if Ashley commented it, but she goes live at, it's 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For me, I'm pretty positive. Because she goes live right before I do, like an hour before I do, if I'm not mistaken.
Charity.
10? Yeah, yes. Okay, so 10? Yes, let's do it. 10 is good for me too. I'm going to just message you my number on Facebook, and then I'm going to let you just call me when you're ready. Yep, 5 a.m. Central, so it'd be 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, Charity. Charity can come and take you on that hike. That is the perfect idea. Perfect. Plan is set. That is what we're doing. All right, you guys. I'll go too. No, you're not taking Kelsey. Kelsey will go with y'all. I'll show you where the entrance is. I'll be standing there when y'all get back. No Purpose I Hope hike. Y'all can Purpose I Hope hike it without me. I will wait on y'all at the entrance. The Pilot Mountain October party. Hey, we could show Pilot Mountain how Purpose I Hope throws a party. All that agree say aye. Y'all stop it. She said, I'm going to join the membership. I ain't hiking. Girl, we'll stand out there together. We'll sit in the truck while they go. Yeah, I'll babysit Anna. Take that, witches. Yes, for real, Kim. Angie said, I can't get involved because I live here.
I can't say I just can't.
Listen. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll prepare a healthy snack while we wait on y'all.
And cheer for you at the bottom.
Yes, I'll be like,
good job.
That's how you do it. That's what I'll do. That's how you do it. I'll never come visit you. If I can drive. You have to have a driveway. I'll drive up. Cheer team, that's right. I'll be sitting with Kelsey. See y'all when y'all come back. Exactly. Oh my gosh. Y'all so funny. All right, I love y'all so big. I got some things I got to get done. I got to work on a download and a calendar and
I got to upload.
Angie's got to upload. I have like 20 Bibles. There might be more if I'd count them all, but like 20. I got an NLT, ESV, New King James, regular King James, ANSB. Did I say Christian Standard? CSB. I have a bunch. I have a whole bunch. You like to. Harley, that's funny. Harley said, love you so big. Love you too, Angie. You like to.
Harley's going to come down so we can get into some trouble so you can shake your head.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Alicia, I haven't got it done yet. Because I am. I got all my stuff laid out that I'm going to do. But I'm going to do some more on it. But I'm not going to post it until I get it done. Because it is so good. So We got to make sure we don't skip out on it. Number one Bible I recommend for a beginner, a She Reads Truth Christian Standard Bible or a Filament NLT. And these are going to be by Tyndale. You can see all the Bibles that my Amazon storefront ain't on there anymore because I took my link tree off.
Well, baloney.
Baloney. If you message me, I will send you my Amazon storefront link. And I got lots of Bible that I recommend on there, so you can look through them and see which one you think's best for you. I'm not getting in trouble with y'all. I will not be doing that.
See, I don't get in trouble.
I do still write in my kids' Bibles. Do what?
I don't get in trouble.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's just shenanigans.
Right. I go along with the ride. And I laugh at everything they do. What had happened was, yeah, that's how our conversations go. All right, you guys, I love y'all so big. I hope y'all have a fabulous rest of the day. Otherwise, I'll post in the Facebook group whether I go live on Sunday or not. But I'm thinking that I will. No, it was a good time. I love that. I do still have my storefront, but my link tree wasn't working.
If you go to her Facebook page, the link tree's working there.
Oh, yeah. My Facebook page still has my link tree, and that's working. Link tree wasn't working on TikTok, so I had to just put Purpose of Hope on there. But on Facebook, you can find my link tree. You can find my Amazon store. And I'm going to get it fixed today on TikTok. I'm going to try to use a different program. I don't know what's wrong with Linktree. I actually want to do a live writing in my kids' Bibles. I'm going to start doing more lives. I'm going to do my 3 coffee talks. What? My 3 coffee talks. My 3 membership lives that I do. And then I'm going to add 2 more each week at the store. And it'll be like mostly on Tuesdays and on Fridays or Saturdays. And I'm going to alternate it between like writing in my kids' Bibles and helping y'all guide through writing in your kids' Bibles. Because I need some of those up on YouTube. And then like working and things I need to do at the store. So, yes, Facebook page is my name, Kelsey Irvin. It's just a Facebook profile, though. It's not like a page. Because a business page, there's one that has Kelsey Irvin on it, and it's super old. You'll never get me on that. But if you're writing in your kids' Bibles, like, you need to just be writing things that you're trying to remind them of. So, I've got a lot of notes in my Bible. Let's see. I'll show you. That I've wrote to myself, right? Or like I've wrote for me to remember. Like, here's a good one. So for Psalms 9, verse 18, it says, "But the needy will not be ignored forever. The hopes of the poor will not always be crushed." I would probably write in my kids' Bible with that verse because I love it for them to always remember that even when life feels unfair, it won't always be this hard, and encourage them to keep going. That's what I would tell them. And that's what promise I would tell them to cling on to. And then there's some other places. Hold on. Hold on. Verses like, "Each morning I bring my request to you and wait expectingly." I would let my kids know that when they pray to the Lord, they need to trust that He'll come through. I'm just going to circle different verses that they could pray and promise and know that God is not going to let them down. I love that. I love that. I love that, Anna. Yes, that's a good one. I actually don't write a lot in that one. I write in this one, but I have multiple Bibles that I write in.
Has Alec already left?
Yes. Emma got her hair done yesterday.
I got it dyed.
Yes. I've been writing in Bibles for a long time. I've only been writing in the Jesus Bible for about a year.
I heard your alarm go off.
Did you?
Yeah, so I woke up and got at your room.
Oh. So I've been writing in my Jesus Bible for about a year. I started writing in a She Reads Truth Bible. Here, let me move so you can show them your hair. These are clip-in extensions. But then, this is my favorite part. Look at her turn around so they can see. Turn. Look at ain't it pretty? I love it. You need to go clean your room because you did not do that yesterday. And if you don't go get it good and clean, you won't go get your nails done with. So you need to go work on that. Thank you, ma'am. All right, you guys. They said they love your hair. It's so pretty. I love it. All right, you guys. I love y'all so big. I've said that a couple times. I'll see you guys Yes, my kids. They go to a homeschool op. So my kids only go to school 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, from like 8:30 to 12:30. But they go to a homeschool, so they don't do school on Fridays. All right. I will be honest with you, Ashley, I don't really you can't go wrong with the She Reads Truth of the Jesus Bible. Let me give you the differences, and then I really, really, really am going to go. Illustrating Bible. I love the Illustrating Bible. I really do, but the words are super small. And if you want a Bible that you can carry around, not the one. Not the one, okay? Super huge, super big, really bulky. We call it the hoss around here. I do own one. I love it. But it's not one you carry around, okay? You literally write notes in it, and it's going to stay on your shelf, okay? The She Reads Truth is a Christian Standard Version. And the Jesus Bible is an ESV. I love them both. They both have devotionals in them. They both have really great things. Your main difference is, can you read a King James Version? Because I feel like if you can't read a King James, the ESV is still going to be a little difficult. But if you can pretty well, then ESV is great. But now, a She Reads Truth is a Christian standard, so it's much easier to read. So it just depends on the type of reading you really wanting to do. All right, I answered that question. Now, I am really leaving. I love you guys. I hope you have a fabulous day. I'll see you guys. You're so welcome. I will see you guys Sunday. I'll post in the Facebook group when I'm going live exactly, okay? Probably going to be around 2 o'clock, so y'all can write it down if you want to. Probably right around 2 on Sunday. Love you guys. Have a great day. Bye, guys.